Chris Smooth and Ronnie said an hour and a half long video of stuff. I don't know what other YouTubers did because I wasn't there with them, but I sat there and watched the whole hour and 30 minute, some odd minute video. All right, so I heard every freaking word they said. I also know how to read between the lines on what they meant and didn't mean. So I've seen some YouTubers out there that's put some stuff out there, and most of it's right, but there's a few things that they got wrong, and I'm trying to clarify some of that for people. All right, but let's go over it. I got the list right here. First of all, your overall, you can start off as an 85. It costs 190k VC or somewhere around there to get him up to an 85, but you can do it straight off the bat, straight off in the prelude and everything. Would I do that? No. But you can. But I wouldn't. Just saying. Level up and earn VC in the prelude. Okay. This is a lot of the thing. This is the main one that people's getting wrong, confused, don't know, because everybody's saying level up and earn VC in the prelude. Okay. What he means by that is that if you say you start off as you have enough VC to get your overall to an 85. Okay, just saying. Okay. When you're playing, practicing, and everything up, you can level yourself up to like an 86, 87, however much points you get for your games and everything else, because Chris Smooth said that he got his guy up to like an 86 when he was playing for 7 hours. Alright, so that's what that means. You also earn VC in the prelude, so when you're playing you also earn VC. Alright, so all of that will carry over to your actual game in 2K19 when the game drops. Progression bars in my career and park. So what that means is that you can grind your badges in park, pro-am, just like this year. You know, all of that's still the same. You can grind badges in the park, practicing, pro-am, ante up, everywhere. It don't matter. Just like this year, that hasn't changed. But one thing has changed. You can change your clothes on the spot while standing in the park. You don't have to go anywhere. You change everything right there on the spot. So they did take a note from this year. They made a mistake and took it out, but they put it back in there. They said finally they got plenty of new clothes in NBA2k19. There's a lot of clothes. I'm hoping they actually, because I was looking for something this year for my character to like put a white tank top on him, put like a leather jacket on, and like some street pants, like he's a biker. You know what I mean? That's one of the looks of that I was looking for, but all I seen was just a bunch of old clothes. I wasn't happy with the clothes this year. Let's see. Multiple games will be played in China. Storyline part of my career. Chris Smooth said he played 7 hours and he wasn't nowhere near the end. So also Ronnie tweeted that there is enough gameplay to keep us busy the entire prelude until the game drops. So must be pretty big, you know. Now he did say that the first part of the career is like a little open world. You don't have park. Park's not a part of it. All right, it's like the before park. You know what I mean? But he says there's free. I think he said that there was something like free roam. You can do stuff, go places, but there's no park. Don't get that confused. No park until the actual game drops. Let's see what else he said. Ante up in stage will be in 2K19. Of course, it's going to be in there. They make a lot of money on it. You know, everybody knew that. I knew that was going to be in the next game without them even before the game even came out. Okay. This is another one that everybody's saying, oh, Playmaker's going to be OP. They're going to be this. They're going to be that. They're going to be okay. Listen, It says pure playmakers have 7 Hall of Fame badges in NBA 2K19. 7 of them. Which 7? We don't know. You know, I think they did say that they gave the playmakers some layups, so maybe you'll get Hall of Fame teardropper. You know, Hall of Fame teardropper. What's another one that
Difficult
maybe
shots I know they're gonna have. I know they are because some playmakers.
you may have difficult shots, but not on Hall of Fame. They're not going to give you Hall of Fame difficult shots as a playmaker. That ain't going to happen.
No, but probably Corner would not. But I'm telling you, I know they're gonna at least have that difficult shot.
Maybe bronze. They're not. I'm telling you, they're not going to give playmakers gold shooting badges too. Not unless you mix it with another archetype. Because they're trying to balance playmakers, sharpshooters, defenders, rim protectors, glass cleaners. They're trying to weigh it out to where not one build is super OP. And people know that as soon as you freaking give a Hall of Fame or a gold difficult shots to a playmaker, everybody's going to be making playmakers trying to act like they're gods running all over the court. Everybody knows that. But they get 7 Hall of Fame badges, but nobody knows what they are. Chris Smooth did not tell us. I sat there and watched the whole entire video. No one knows the entire badges. Chris Smooth does, but he didn't tell anybody. I was there. I watched it. He wasn't allowed to tell us. Okay? But he did say this. They could shoot when they were in takeover, but when he was not in takeover, they can't shoot like they can this year. They couldn't shoot like they can last year. They can't shoot like they could the year before. So you might want to pick your shots only when you're freaking in. You better play your archetype if you're gonna make a playmaker. You better get some passes out there, get some assists, get your takeover badge turned on, then do an ankle breaker to a screen, then do a 3-pointer or something like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to play as a playmaker smart. If you're not gonna play smart with a playmaker, don't make one.
Oh,
okay.
Chris Smooth did say that the pick and roll was fixed for the playmakers though, because he said he was hitting a lot of 3-pointers on the pick and roll.
Here's another one. There's more ways to get virtual currency in NBA 2K19. So they took our advice about giving us more options on how to get VC, because a lot of players, I have the money to drop on the game. You know, I'm getting 2 $50 cards. I'm making 2 archetypes right off the get-go. Don't know what I'm making yet, but I'm making 2 players, period. I'm going to have over 500,000 VC. I'm going to have enough players. I'm going to have enough money to make 2 players. But for the players who don't, have the money, they are putting in more ways that you can earn VC. There's, I think they also said that there's daily goals that you can do. There's goals that you can do in your games, like maybe it says, okay, this game we want your goal is to make a double-double, and you get such and such VC for it, right? And then the next game, let's say your goal is to get 2 steals and 1 block, and 5 assists, or whatever the goal is. Those are just examples. But there's going to be ways for other people to make more VC than there was this year, for the people who doesn't have the money to actually spend to get VC. The multiplier for your My Career is back. Okay? Now, I know that they were going, I know a few other YouTubers are saying it's 1.2, 1.5, 1 and 2 point. We don't know. They didn't tell us. This is all speculation, but we do know that the higher the difficulty, the more money you will make. I do know that part. But I'm not going to sit here and speculate on the multipliers, because they did not tell us the multipliers. So don't listen to other YouTubers when they're telling you the multipliers. They didn't tell us. Chris Smooth did not say the multipliers, because he doesn't have the full access to the game. The game has not dropped. No one knows the multipliers. Let's see what else he's got. Exclusive NBA 2K19 news. 2K19 Pro-Am news will be revealed on Saturday. at the 2K finals. That's for tomorrow. So that's probably maybe they did matchup. Maybe they're gonna maybe more. Now, no one even said this one, and I thought of this one as soon as he said Pro-Am team. Pro-Am revealed maybe they brought back the tournaments, the money tournaments. Maybe they secretly got more NBA teams that are going to join the league, and they want people to try out. You know, through the Pro-Am, just like they did this past year. Don't know, but there's a lot of news supposed to be coming out on that tomorrow. I'm going to be funny, make a video on it if I'm right. You can see all of the potential badges when creating your player. When you create a player, Chris Smoove said that you can see every single badge he gets from A to Z. Okay? You can see if he gets a Hall of Fame badge. You can see if he gets all gold badges. You can see if he only gets 1 or 2 Hall of Fame. If he gets 1 Hall of Fame. If he gets bronze, silver. You can see all badges. Okay? Cannot see overall. You see levels. Okay? Don't listen to anybody says if they say that you can see if it's an 85, 75. They don't know. Don't know. You can't do that yet. Ronnie did say that is something that can be fixed. Not necessarily they are going to fix it, but they can fix it. So hopefully they fix that, and we are able to see what we are building and how our attributes go up and down as our wingspan and everything. Hopefully they add that to the game. Attribute rating numbers didn't show up when upgrading a player, but that can change. I just covered that one. Shot creators, okay, listen to this one. Shot creators have an efficient 3-point rating depending on your arc selection. All right, so what that means, if you're making a shot creator, maybe it might be a good idea to put a 3-point shooter in there. Maybe a playmaker, maybe defender. He said depends on your arc. So maybe you only get a significant 3-point shooting if you put him first. You know, because you still get that Hall of Fame difficult shots if you make at least a pure. You know, but we don't know if you make a pure shot creator, pure sharpshooter, pure glass cleaner. Maybe all pure archetypes get 7 badges, not just playmakers. Why would it be just playmakers that gets 7 Hall of Fame badges and nobody else, you know? So that's why I'm saying look at the archetypes before you make your archetype, because who knows, sharpshooters may get 7 Hall of Fame badges too. Rebounders may get 7 Hall of Fame badges. Pures, anyway.
Hold on. Before y'all excited about those 7 Hall of Fame badges, to get those 7 Hall of Fame badges, it's going to be a lot of grinding because...
Oh, hold on, I haven't got to that part.
Getting to your badges.
I haven't got to that part. Let's see. Defensive builds will not ruin the offensive spacing as much as it did in 2K18. It won't affect it as much. I'm pretty sure it'll affect it some, but Chris Smoove, they will not ruin the build. All right. And when they said the reason why they say that is because they said that defenders are going to be really good this year. You got a playmaker that's over dribbling. He's getting tired. You have defender in your name. It's going to be easier to steal that ball. When you steal that ball, guess what? Fast break, point. You know what I mean? So when you're making your builds, look at the defender. You know, but they did say that your attributes. Maybe you won't get the Hall of Fame badge, but let's say you put let's say you put sharpshooter defender. Okay, for example. Now, if you went pure sharpshooter, you might get let's say you go with pure, you might get Hall of Fame, limitless range, Hall of Fame, catch and shoot, Hall of Fame, deep range, dead eye, all those Hall of Fame badges, right? And your shot is
in 88.
As a pure, it would be 99. All right. So, but let's say you put defending in your name, okay? And you don't get no Hall of Fame badges. You get them all gold, and your shot goes down only 5 or 6 points, like maybe from 99 to like maybe 85, you know, because they said it didn't ruin the build, so maybe 85, 90, you know. But on the other hand, your defense goes from like a 70 to like 85 or 90. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Okay? Because when, let's say you have a 93 pointer or an 85, you're going to get 10 points off the bat when you're in takeover. That's 95. If you got a boost on your guy, that's 100. That's 100 with gold badges. Most of my players didn't even have Hall of Fame badges, and it didn't hurt me at all this year because I was smart, you know. So, but those defensive badges may outweigh having those Hall of Fame badges. You know what I mean? What's good is those Hall of Fame badges going to do if you can't get open, if you can't get steals, and if you can't play defense. What good is a pure build going to do if you can't play defense? Just saying. So just take your time when you're building your archetype. Let's see what else. Each player.
When building.
Go ahead.
Oh, he did say each build it will show you different levels, but it only shows you levels, not the attributes. But it will move up and down depending on your archetype selection. So you can kind of see what build you want to go with, but you won't know the actual like rating for your 3-pointer or anything like that. And he's saying, well, I'm getting at is they're not going to fix it because Ronnie said we'll see.
Well, Ronnie said that is something that can be fixed. And it's something that he would, and that's something that he would have to discuss with the devs.
Another thing, the people.
But so far this year, they have been listening to the people, so hopefully they fix it.
Everyone that makes that New Zealand account to try to get 2K early, your character will not transfer over unless you have a New Zealand 2K game. They fixed it now. So if you want to have your character transfer over to the United States server, you best get the United States prelude.
Okay. Now this is a lot of people that this is the one that people were getting confused and everything else when Ronnie was when Chris Smooth asked this and Ronnie kind of answered it. Each player has its own separate overall. What that means is that when you start the prelude or you start the game, you upgrade your guy to an 85. You grind him to a 90. Okay? Now you say, okay, well, I want to make another character. He's not automatically going to start off as a 90. He starts at the bottom, you know? And then you have to work him back up to a 90, 95. You have to earn his attributes. You have to earn his badges. Your one character overall does not carry over to the other one. That's in every single 2K ever made. That's in every single game ever made. Nothing from one old player carries over to a new player. That don't happen in any game. Period.
The only
You
thing I
know,
can see.
everybody is saying, "Oh, it's Road to 99. It's Road to 99. It's Road to 99." He didn't
No,
say
it's
it was Road
not.
to 99. He did not say it was Road to 99. He just said the overall does not carry over. So this clears an 88. If I made another character, he's not going to start off as an 88. He's going to start off as a 60. You know, when I made a guy in 2K17, my guy started off at what was it last year? 55.
55. Yep, everyone starts with
Yeah.
55.
I have a 96 glass cleaner in 2K17. If I made another guy, he would start off as a 55, but my park reputation would still be superstar 2, you know? So they did not say that rep is in there, but they didn't confirm it nor deny it. Okay? But he said your overall and your progression would carry over into 2K19. So what I am thinking is that maybe, just maybe, they brought back the old rep system and they're not telling us. You know, because everybody's overall, like that guy standing right beside me is a 75. If he made another character right now, his character wouldn't start off as a 75. He would start off as a 60. You know? But that
Well,
doesn't
I'm
mean that
thinking
our
the
rep is
same
going to
thing you
start over.
thinking,
That
bro. When
doesn't
he
mean that
said
it's
that,
road to 99. No one knows. So it's all speculation. No one knows
I'm
if there's
telling you right
rep or
now,
not.
I will laugh my ass off if it's a reworked old rep system. Like they reworked it but did it differently. Because this year he heard everybody. The rewards were ass. They wanted
Yeah.
different rewards. They hear us screaming for our mascots again. They hear us. Ronnie
Which we still
confirmed. Yes,
don't know
we
about
hear you.
mascots, but when I watched the video, Ronnie kind of gave us a wink and a grin. So maybe one of the rewards is a mascot. You know, you can play as a mascot at 93. Who knows? Or you can, or whatever. Or if there is a rep system, I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But what I do know is just because it says your overall, each player has its own separate overall. Don't just assume it's 99. It's road to 99. No one knows. Okay.
Nobody likes to
Because
be
they
true.
did say that ranked park is coming back. I did hear that one.
Yeah, they
Ranked
did. They did say
park
that.
is coming back. You can't have a ranked park if your rank doesn't go to every single player.
Oh, get this though. What was surprised me about that is that Chris Booth slipped up for a second, but I caught it. Before I don't know if anyone else caught it, but in the beginning of his video, when they were talking about the parks, he said parks, not park. He said parks as in more than one.
Now, I speculated on this one and said that this is something they should have done, and I sat there and watched the prelude. The my career video, and there was plenty of scenes in there. One looked like it was a beach.
Yup.
Another one
One
looked
looked
like
like it
there
was
was
Old Town.
another one looked like it was sort of like Old Town. So what I'm thinking is that this is a huge freaking world where you can go to the beach, maybe go over here and play at different parks, and then go over here and play different parks. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that maybe there's about 3 parks in there, or maybe 4. Who knows? Maybe just 2.
Well,
We
what
don't
I'm
know.
hearing is a rumor that's going on right now. The next 2K that comes this year, when 2K comes out, it's going to be. I don't know if it's true or whatnot, but I'm hearing that everything's gonna be server based. Our characters, all of it. I'm hearing. I'm not saying it's confirmed. It's a rumor going around right now. And and on IGN Gold's whoever's IGN Gold members, there's a rumor going around saying that 2K19 might be strictly online server based. So meaning that you might need a steady online connection to play next year. But
Which
he
I have
also said
that.
there's an
So
offline mode. It's a rumor right now that's going on because to do park or doing the online world stuff, you have to connect to the internet to do park. So what I'm hearing is that since it's going to be ranked again, it might be just server based, and the character is going to be server based. Only one that's going to be on your console is the offline player modes. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a rumor that's going on, so don't count on me saying,
Um,
"Oh, I said this." It's a rumor.
this is a good one. This is a W for everybody. You can earn badges progression in the prelude. So everything you
Yep.
do in the prelude does carry over, including your badges, VC, everything. Overall, everything. Everything piles over to the other one. You can go through. I think he also said you can also go through animations, which is something we couldn't do this past year. You know, you
Nope.
couldn't go through anything. Chris Booth said he spent hours just looking through animations and stuff.
And he's saying
Um,
that in the beginning, there's some animations that's already locked depending on up to you, depending on what
that he couldn't
animations you
look
want
at
in your level that he couldn't look
because
at.
somebody asked was the animation glitch in there, and he says that there's some animations he couldn't even look at. So hopefully they fixed the animation glitch.
He's saying, like, what I heard is that if it wasn't part of your build, you didn't get to see it. Because he said he had to make a whole nother
That's what
small
he
forward
that's what he said.
to
He didn't
see the
even get to
dunk.
see it. So maybe they fixed the animation glitch.
I hope they
Um,
did, man. I'm
but this
tired
is
of that
another
shit.
big one right here. Badges will be harder to get, and it will take more time to unlock badges in 2K19. Okay, this one I'm loving.
Yeah, I am
No
too.
more of these ass players, no life in freaking park, getting freaking badges. No more of them. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, you're gonna want your badges the quickest way. You're gonna have to grind career.
Oh, and this year it's
Because
worse
I'm
for
not
career
playing
because
with
he's
ball
saying
hogs
career is
in the
supposed to
park
world.
like I did this year, and not happening because I got my own badges I'm trying to work on. Ed'll have his
Now,
own
you
badges,
hear him?
whatever. You know what I mean? Now, me and Ed's archetypes will probably co interact because he's trying to make a playmaker. I'm trying to make a pure scorer. You know, so while he's working on his badges at the same time, I'll be working on mine at the same time. It won't hurt our archetypes because we're making our archetypes to interact, to link, to work together. You know, like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean?
And get
But
this,
you got two
man.
sharpshooters on your team in the park, man. Y'all gonna be fighting over that ball to see who's gonna shoot.
I'm telling you right now, me and Alan already said we're running with a center, and the center must be some kind of rebounder next year. We're not running without a rebounder next year. We're not, even in park. If we don't have a rebounder, we're gonna go my career
but
because that rebound's gonna come in handy in park.
but the multiplier they said on Hall of Fame for the career may be the higher difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the more badge progression you get. That would be interesting. You know, like you get more badge progression on Hall of Fame than you
Well, that's a
do pro.
speculation, though, man. That
That
is speculation
they
from
didn't
both of us.
ask that question. No one asked that question. No one even asked that question. I'm just saying that would be pretty interesting.
It would
Just
be
saying.
because this year, since I've been playing on pro, and the way they were picking the passes off me on pro, I felt like I should have got double the reward for the attribute for Dimer for getting the pass off for them to score because they picked that ball off like crazy, throwing the ball into the paint. It's gonna be even worse next year. You best know how to pass in the paint and all. He told us to learn how to use the rock. There are There are three different passes inside. No, four different passes in 2K: the skip pass, the bounce pass, the lob pass, the alley oop pass, and then the regular pass. There's five different passes in there, not even including the splashy pass.
Now, as far as the Hall of Fame badges, they said that there's some archetypes that will get 7 Hall of Fame badges. There are some archetypes that will get 2 Hall of Fame badges or 3 Hall of Fame badges. There's some that'll get just 1 Hall of Fame badge, and there's archetypes that'll get no Hall of Fame badges. You know? So you have to pick and choose. Do you want that Hall of Fame badge,
Or better stats.
or do you want better stats, better attributes? You know what I mean? You have to weigh the ifs, the ands, the bads, the goods. I mean, every archetype in the game has got a weakness. no build is perfect. As a sharpshooter, you have no defense. Pretty much. You have no dribbles.
Yeah, he already said
You
it.
know what
No
I mean?
defense, no dribble. You have a mid-range and a three-pointer. That's it.
So,
they're both maxed out.
A shot creating playmaker might be good. A sharp shooting playmaker might be good for shooting and ball handling, you know. But your defense is going to be ass. You ain't going to have no defense. I mean,
the only one that I heard has the lowest defense in the game, they said, it's finally sharpshooters. Because they said that we heard you guys, sharpshooters dunking on centers and sharpshooters blocking centers. He's saying that, yeah, they will get it occasionally this year coming up, but not as much because they heard us. There's no way a sharpshooter should stop an athletic finisher.
No. Now, one thing that they did say, strength plays a big key this year coming up. So all of y'all who thinking about, oh, I'm going to max up my wingspan, I'm going to max up my shoulder width and have monkey long arms. Yeah, you're going to take a hit on your strength. Just saying. You know, so maybe it's best, I mean, you have to, not saying you shouldn't max out your wingspan, not saying that you should shorten them. You know, I'm just saying when you max out your wingspan, you might want to look at the attributes afterwards to see how much you lost. You know, you might take a bigger hit this year for making your arms like a monkey. A bigger hit next year than you do this year. You know, you might get a bigger boost for making them shorter. Or you may be able to stretching them out a little bit, only go about halfway, and it not hurt your stats at all. Versus going all the way monkey looking. You know, no one really knows anything yet. It's all speculation. So when we get the prelude, we just have to play around with it, dude. I mean, that's about all I can tell everybody. It's just
I'm telling you guys, man, right now, everyone, I'm doing a live stream for the prelude day one when it drops for the United States. I'm not doing the Brazilian accounts or anything else like that, like everyone else is gonna do. And I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown of every build for PG, because I'm going to go through them all. All playmaking builds, not, oh, this is what you're doing. No, I'm telling you, I'm doing like playmaking sharp, I'll flip-flop them. Playmaking sharp, shot create, I'll flip-flop them. Defender, I will not do a rebounder, I won't do a post score. And it was the other one, Alan, that's
I'm going to play around with more builds since it is since you can skip preludes. I mean, after the first one, you can skip the whole entire prelude and go straight to the park and whatever. So this year is going to be a little bit easier to play with builds. So I'm going to, even though I may not play with a playmaker or I may not play with a shooting guard, I may make one just to go over builds just for a video for y'all. I might do that, even though I don't want to play with it.
Builds.
But I am making 3 people. I want to make me a point guard. I want to make me a small forward, and I want to make me a center. That way I can play all positions.
Oh, I want to say one thing real quick. What I heard, I don't know, it's speculating now because we're not sure, it's not confirmed. What I've heard is that depending on your position and what you make, determines what 7 badges you'll get or what badges you'll get this next year. Remember how this year, if you were a guard, no matter what, you made a playmaking sharpshooter, it was the same for the shooting guard. Well, the shooting guard is meant for scoring, so they're saying that it might change to more of a scoring type if you make it shooting guard versus just a regular point guard. Because they're saying like a shooting guard is meant to score. A small forward is meant to play like a slasher build, like a in between. They're tired of seeing a bunch of PG.
I didn't hear that one.
Shooting guard. Oh yeah, I heard that one.
I didn't hear that one because LeBron James is what, a small forward?
Yep, he's a small forward.
He's a complete beast when it comes to scoring. So that contradicts everything that they just said, if that's true. Because I didn't hear that, and I've seen every video that was put out so far. I didn't hear that one. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't hear that one though. And then you take Michael Jordan. He was a shooting guard.
rumor, dude. It's a rumor going around, like I said, that they're going to depend on your position as what different badges you'll get. Because they're saying like they saw a bunch of playmakers versus shooting guards, and like hardly anyone made a shooting guard this year. Nobody really did.
It's because everybody likes
They're all
playmakers.
PG small forwards. They're all PG small forwards and centers. They said that the ones that had the fewest ones were power forward and shooting guard.
So maybe they bumped up the power forwards and the shooting guards. We just have to wait and see. But that's the video, y'all. If you like what you heard, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. And I will see y'all next time. I'm going to close this out and maybe hit some part and start up a new stream. I appreciate everybody who subscribed and listens. Thank you.
Catch you later.